This is the video to assemble page 17. This is going to move a little bit more quickly just to get into the rhythm of things. You're going to insert components. You're going to come in and if you hadn't already opened the wedge piece, you're going to browse for it and it's going to I believe be the 2x1 wedge that we're looking to insert. You're going to open. Now mine's coming in upside down. Oh dear. So it's kind of in a weird orientation here. Now, never fear, we can right click, move with triad if you need to. I'm going to do that. I'm going to flip this over. So I can see what it looks like. In this case, what I'm going to do to mate this is I'm going to use 3 coincident mates. I'm going to go mate. I'm going to make coincident. Oh, don't want front plane. Clear selection. I'm going to select, say, that face of that wedge part with this face, that wedge part. It's going to pull around. Click check. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is make sure that this face and this face are coincident to each other. And check. And now what I need to do is make sure that I set those perfectly on top of each other that way. And that's going to be with one last coincident mate. Rubber down. Now, I'm actually going to show what's going to happen if I make a mistake here, how I can edit. Now, what I do want to do is I want to select this face, and I would want to select this face here. Okay, that's correct. Now, if I were to make a mistake, I want you to see in your selection, I could right click here and click delete, and that would take away that selected face. Okay. If you make an inappropriate selection, or if now I accidentally mated to that surface and I didn't want to be there, I can right click on that selection and click delete. And now I've still got the bottom face of this part selected. I'm going to select this top face again, and that's what I would want. Okay. That, in case you get in trouble with making an accidental selection, is how you could fix that. And now that looks correct here. Now, if you want to hang around a little bit longer, I can show an alternative way of mating this up. What I also want you to see and understand is all of these mates are showing up here as their own kind of feature that I can highlight over and shows how it's been mated previously. Now, in this case, instead of doing this coincident mate here, I could actually come back in and delete this if I wanted to. Delete. That was the second one that was used. Now that's going to free this part up to slide side to side here. Now there is an alternative way of doing this using a concentric mate. So if I wanted to do this slightly differently, I'm showing you that you can edit all of these mates as required. Or if something goes wrong and one of these is showing up a red that it's incorrect, you can come back in and edit them. But now I can actually create and do a new mate if I want to. That would be concentric between these, and it's going to have the same effect as a coincident mate between those faces, if these parts were modeled correctly. But I could come back in here. So, right clicking here, I could come back in and edit this mate, edit feature. And I could actually go, no, I didn't want that to be that way either. I could clear the selections, and I could make a coincident mate again between that face and that face. And you can alter the mates as required, just as if they were features. But there is page 17 modeled up. So the plane is starting to take shape.